In NavCom SurvCE, the job menu is subdivided into 5 tabs, allowing you to access its various functions. For the purpose of this video, we will review the functionality of the Survey tab. Please note that this overview will not cover the functions of the stake line arc, stake offset, elevation difference, or leveling submenus. If you click on number 1, Store Points, you will be taken to the Store Point screen, where you will see a real-time map view layout of your project. This screen interacts with numerous settings including feature codes, and will draw line work. A cursor representing your rover will move around the screen as you move, and a measurement can be taken at any time by pressing the Enter button on your handheld device. Toward the bottom of the screen, you will see your current position as well as your horizontal and vertical standard deviation. Toward the top of the screen, you will see your GPS solution type, followed by the number of satellites being used to calculate your position and your zoom distance. Above this are 5 buttons to help with measuring and storing points. Starting at the left is the Store button. In addition to pressing the Enter button on your handheld, you can also press the Store button to enter points. To the right is the Average button. Clicking on this button will take you to the Average GPS screen, where you can average together GPS readings to increase your accuracy. You have the option of averaging either by a number of satellite views or by a set duration of elapsed time. You are also given options such as incrementing the number or time on valid readings, beeping on rejected readings, logging average observations, and always displaying average statistics. Below this, you will see the number of satellites being used to calculate your position, the status of your solution, and your horizontal and vertical standard deviation. At the bottom of the screen are links to take you to the Configure screen, the Tolerance settings, and the GPS Monitor screen. To average your GPS location, select the green checkbox at the top of the screen. To return to the Store Point screen without averaging the position, select the red X button. Next is the Offset button, which brings up the offset reading screen with options for offsets including distance only or azimuth. Next to that is the Configure button, which opens up the Configure dialog, which can also be found on the Equipment tab of the job menu. Here you can choose the number of readings to average, only store fixed readings, and many other options. For more information on the Configure screen, please see the video that covers the SurvCE job menu Equipment tab overview. The last button at the top of the screen is the Monitor Skyplot button. This button will bring up the Monitor Skyplot, which displays your readings and solution type. For more information on the Monitor Skyplot, please see the video that covers the Monitor Skyplot overview. At the bottom of the screen is a battery indicator, showing the level of charge in your handheld's battery. To the right are buttons affecting the view options for the Map View screen. These buttons include the Zoom to Extents button, which will zoom out just far enough so that all your points are visible on the screen. The Zoom In and Zoom Out buttons will zoom in or out in a set interval. The Zoom to Area button will allow you to select a portion of the screen to zoom into. The Previous button will take you back to your previous zoom level. The last button is the Zoom Settings menu. Here you can adjust settings for the graphics, including point label settings, the data, and the display. To return to the job menu, press the red X button at the top of the screen. If you select number 2 Stake Points, it will take you to the Stake Points screen. Here you can enter a point ID of a point you wish to stake, choose one from your point list, or pick a point off the map view. You can also choose to add a point to your list of stakeout points, or choose a point from the stakeout list to stake. Below this, you will see the northing, easting, and elevation of your point to stake. Under Description, you can choose if you want the point labeled by direction, which will require you to enter an azimuth, slope, and a horizontal distance for your description of your point. Once you have entered the information of the point you wish to stake, select the green checkbox at the top of the screen. This will take you to the Stake Point Map View. Here you will see your current location and the position of your point to stake marked on the screen and connected by a dotted line. Toward the top of the screen, you will see your GPS solution type, followed by the number of satellites being used to calculate your position and your zoom distance. Also on the screen will be a velocity solution, giving you directions of what direction to head in and how far you have until you reach the position. Once you have placed your rover upon your point and are within the tolerances, you can select either the Enter Point button on your handheld or the Stake button to stake the point. This will bring up the stakeout report showing you the actual stake position compared to the design position. Below this you will see your cut, directions on how to line up your stake point with the design point, horizontal and vertical standard deviations, your PDOP, with the option to store the stake position as a point with a new point ID number and a description indicating it was staked. To proceed with staking this point, select the green checkbox at the top of the screen. You will then see a notification indicating that your point was stored. You will then be taken back to the stake point screen with the point ID automatically filled out as the next sequential point in your project. Please note that you can change if you want to stake points in either ascending or descending order by going to the Stake tab on the Job Settings menu. For more information on stake settings, please watch the video that covers NavCom SurvCE Job Menu File tab overview. To stake the next point, select the green checkbox. To close the window without staking a point, select the red X button. Toward the top of the stake point screen, next to the stake button, you are given other options for working with stake points. The next button will take you to the stake point screen and automatically select the next sequential point to stake. The Modify button will allow you to change your current point's offset and direction rather than move on to the next point. This allows you to restart a stakeout command without having to go back to the main menu and start all over. Next to that is the Configure button, which opens up the Configure dialog, which can also be found in the Equipment tab of the Job menu. Here you can choose the number of readings to average, only store fixed readings, and many other options. For more information on the Configure screen, please see the video that covers SurvCE Job Menu Equipment tab overview. The last button at the top of the screen is the Monitor Skyplot button. This button will bring up the Monitor Skyplot, which displays your readings and solution type. For more information on the Monitor Skyplot, please see the video that covers the Monitor Skyplot overview. At the bottom of the screen is a battery indicator showing the level of charge in your handheld's battery. To the right are buttons affecting the view options of the Map View screen. To return to the Job menu, select the red X box at the top of the screen. If you select number 6 Auto by Interval, you are taken to the Auto Store by Interval screen, where you can adjust settings for auto storing of points. The two options you have for auto storing points is either by distance or by an elapsed time. If you choose distance, you can enter X, Y, and Z axis distances to be used to tell SurvCE to automatically create a new point once that distance between points has been reached. If you choose time, then you can enter an amount of time telling SurvCE to automatically store a point once that amount of time has passed since the last point was stored. Below these two options, you can assign a starting point ID to use as your first point ID for auto recording points. This is useful if you want to use a separate point ID range to indicate which points were saved automatically. You can also enter a description to be attached to your auto-saved points, which can also be used to identify points which has been saved automatically. At the bottom of the screen, you can choose to limit the number of auto-saved points to a certain number by selecting the Record Max Points checkbox and entering a number in the field to the right. To save your new settings, select the green checkbox at the top of the screen. To return to the Job menu without saving your settings, select the red X button. If you select number 7 Log Raw GPS, SurvCE will access your logging information before taking you to the Log GPS screen. Here you are able to format and initialize data logging. At the bottom of the screen, you are shown the amount of free memory on your SD card. Pressing the Start button will take you to the Start New File screen. Here you can change antenna settings if need be, change your antenna height, and set a logging interval of between 0.1 and 60 seconds. If you would like data logging to initialize after you conduct a power cycle, you can select the Start Data Logging After Power Cycle option at the bottom of the screen. Select the green checkbox at the top of the screen, and you will see a notification telling you that logging has started successfully. You will now see the name of your raw data file at the top of the screen. If you wish to stop data logging, select the Close File button. This will present you with a notification saying that the file has been closed. Please note that it is important for data logging files to be properly closed, either by using the Close File button or by properly shutting down your receiver. This is to prevent the file from being misread as corrupted. To view a list of data log files that are already on your receiver's SD card, select the File Manager button. This button will show you the amount of free space on your SD card and a total number of log files stored on it. You can select a log file from the list and click on Delete to delete a single file, or you can click on Format Card to reformat the SD card, completely erasing its memory. To return to the Log GPS screen, select the left arrow button. Press the left arrow button again, and you will return to the Job menu.